I'm going to let you in on a little secret. P-double-A. Roll the video! Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you are new to the channel or you just clicked on this video because you're interested in what it's about, welcome. I feel like this was laid on my heart to share this, so I'm going to try to make it short, sweet, concise. This is something that has changed my life, something that I come up with in my own head, and something that has worked for me. These are the three things that have changed my life, three things that I have done that continue to change my life. So, in this video, if you clicked on this video, I'm not going to try to code it with rainbows. I'm not going to try to say, do these 3 simple steps that are so easy and you will tomorrow wake up and all your dreams will come true and it will be rainbows and unicorns. That's not true. That's not how life works. I'm not going to fool you. But I am going to say, if you want to put in the hard work and you want to commit to these 3 steps, I do think that it could change your life because it's definitely changed mine. So, real quick before I start, I'm going to give you a background on me. I'm 26 years old. I live in North Carolina. Actually, I just had a birthday, so I'm just now 26. And I'm someone that has struggled ever since I can remember. I'm very obsessive compulsive about things. I overthink. I fret and fear and worry, and I'm always scared about the future. What if I'm not doing enough now? What if I'm not working hard enough? What if is what plagues my mind for the most part. And as a young teen, I didn't really understand what was going on, but I'm also a very, I'm a person that loves to learn. I'm very interested in learning and growing. And so as I kind of come of age, as you will, as I become an adult, I kind of realized, okay, this is what's going on in my own head. And I need to kind of observe this and do my best to get a handle on it. And that's what I did. And I had a lot of people that helped me along the way to support me when I was crying, when I was worried, when I was scared, when I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Because everybody goes through hard times. Everybody struggles. Everybody feels those human things, the boundaries and the limitations of the human condition. So, if I thought that I could take anything that I learned and help someone else get through a hard time, or just help someone that's down on their luck, that's like, I need to have some success. I just need to have a good day, something positive, something bright to get me back on track and get going. So that's what I'm going to share with you. This is the system that I have come up with that I call PAA. Perspective, attitude, action. PAA. Forwards, backwards, everywhere. So, the first one is P. Perspective. So, we talk about perspective, and you're like, Katie, that's really easy. Perspective is how you view things. Am I on the mountain looking in the valley? Am I in the valley looking up in the mountain? Am I a fan at the baseball game watching the baseball game? Or am I a baseball player? I'm playing the game and I can see the fans sitting in the stands cheering me on. Perspective is very literal. I'm looking at the camera. I'm not the camera looking at me. But it goes a little deeper than that. So the only perspective that you have is yours. You don't have anybody else's. And it's easy to be tempted to think, well, I would do this if I were them. Well, I would do that. And maybe you would. But again, the only perspective you have is yours. And the only one I have is mine. So that means the way that I see the world and the way I see myself in the world is a one out of how many billion people are in this world. It's a very unique perspective because it's the only one that exists. So first of all, let's celebrate that. We should all celebrate that. We're unique people. I'm a unique human. No one shares my perspective. No one is me. Even my twin sister is not me, and she doesn't share my perspective, and I don't have her perspective. So, with that being said, with saying that, that means if I only have the perspective that I have now, then that's all I've got to work with is today. Whether you're a spiritual person like I am, and I believe that all I have to work with today is from God, and God only gives us one day at a time, if that's not what you feel, nothing has changed. If you believe or don't believe or whatever you believe in, the only perspective you have is yours. And that's the only one you're going to get. You're not going to get another one. So you have to work with that. So, for instance, my perspective today might look like, wow, If I could just have all the money in the world, all my problems would be solved, because money would buy the car, would buy a house, would provide me with medical care if I was to fall and get hurt for the rest of my life. That's my perspective now. But if tomorrow, by some crazy feat of magic, I had all that, there's no guarantee that my perspective, once I have what it is that I want, will equal my perspective today. Today, I think that would be great. But if I had all that, I might think, well, now what? What am I working toward? I'm bored. I have everything I could ever want, and I can buy everything I could ever want. What am I supposed to do now for the rest of my life? So you see where you can get into big trouble with that perspective. If I just. The reason I say that is, if you focus on the perspective that you have now and you change that to, look at what I do have. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm alive, here I stand. I don't have any health problems. All my basic needs are met. That perspective, that enriching and stewarding what you have now, will create happiness. That's why people are happy. Happy people have their own perspective, and they live in their own perspective. They don't worry about, well, what if I had? You can't see that. That's out there. And you might have a magic feat may happen tomorrow and I have all the money in the world. Okay, well, that will be my perspective then. I will worry about that then. But there is no guarantee that I think that would be great, that it really will be great. So happy people live in their own perspective, and they say, well, it's not so bad. I can choose to say I'm going to view it as positive. Also, the other thing about perspective is, don't forget, you're the captain of this ship. This is your life. This is your party. You can kick whoever you want to kick out of your party, including the fear, the anxiety, the depression, the worry, the stuff that gets in your head. Well, what if I fail? What if something bad happens? What if I get in a car wreck? Or what if one of my family members is mean to me? Or what if all of that stuff? And it goes down a big long list, and I do that, I ruminate, and it just keeps going. Your perspective with that is, the way you relate to that is, I'm the boss. This is my ship, and I'm not going to listen to that stuff. I'm going to kick it overboard. My perspective is, I don't have to stand there and take that. I don't have to sit here and be a victim to my worry and my fear and be paralyzed by it. I'm in charge. Get off the boat. Get out of my party. Get up out of the Kool-Aid. This is my area. So, P, perspective, your own unique perspective, the only one you have, choosing to how you view that perspective, trying to be positive, which that goes right, P goes right along with perspective, the word positive. And remember, I'm in charge of my life. I'm the captain. I don't have to sit here and be paralyzed by fear, by what ifs, by anxiety. I can be in charge. Now, I know it's not that easy. So if it's, the other part of your perspective is, hey, I'm struggling, I need some help. Go talk to somebody. See a counselor. Go to the doctor. It's okay. Change your perspective is you're in charge, and you do whatever you have to do to take care of yourself. Okay? So, the next step after perspective is attitude. Now that you know you're in charge, you don't have to be paralyzed by the worry. You don't have to choose to sit around and think, well, if I just had this, if I just had that. Now that you know happy people live in their own perspective and are happy with what they have, attitude is the longevity of that. Will I continue that? Will I choose to get up every day and be happy? Will I say, I know it's not perfect, I know bad things happen, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try to be happy because I know that I'm personally responsible. And it's not fair that bad things happen to good people. And all kinds of unjust things happen. And that is out of your control. And your perspective will tell you that. Your perspective will say, I can't control the weather. I'm just me, remember? I can't control what other people do, but I can control my reaction. I can always control my reaction to other people's actions. That's my perspective tells me that. And my attitude is how I will do that, if I will or if I will not. Will I choose to step above it, or will I just fall right down in it? Now, real quick, I will say, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, that I've done all this, that I can do all this, and I'm a robot and I don't have any emotions or feelings. Emotions and feelings are part of the human condition. It's what makes us human, and it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's how we experience love. It's how we experience happiness. So it's okay to have feelings and emotions, and your feelings and emotions are valid. So you can create a space for yourself to experience that and feel that, but also say, my attitude is still going to be positive. I know I'm hurt and upset because such and such did this thing and it hurt my feelings, but I'm still going to try to be positive because I'm going to do my own thing, and I'm not going to get wrapped up in their perspective because I don't have it. I only have mine. So, perspective, attitude, the longevity of perspective. What will I choose to do with it? And then our last A is action. PAA, perspective, attitude, action. What will I do? How will I put all of this into play in my life? Now that I know I'm in charge and I don't have to sit around and take crap from my thoughts, and I don't have to worry about anybody else's perspective but mine, and now I know I have a choice of the longevity of that with my attitude, how will I put that into play in my life? Here's what I would do if I were you, and here is what I do. I would get pen and paper, and I would write down some specific goals, things that I want to accomplish. Goals are things that are measurable. I want to have a Lamborghini, 10 Labradoodles, and a big house with a pool is not a goal. That's a dream. And dreams, however wonderful that they are wonderful. In full, they're not always measurable. If it's a Lamborghini you want, okay, that's the first part. Get yourself a pen and paper, find out how much it's going to cost to have that Lamborghini, and then start saving money. Make measurable steps, measurable goals. If you just try to do it all at once, you're probably going to fail, and then you're going to be upset, and I can't do this. What Katie said doesn't work. This doesn't work. It will work if you keep it in little measurable steps. Measure those goals and go back and visit them on paper so that you can see that and you can feel good about what you've done. And when you can see that I worked hard, I put the time in, and I reached my goal, that feels really good, and that will give you momentum, and that will give you courage to go forward and make more of those steps and reach your goal. So let me give you an example. For me, I thought I need a car. I've got this 4Runner. I've got an 86 Chevrolet 4-wheel drive truck. That's fun, but that is not a daily driver. It could be, but it's not for me, not right now. I need a car that I can jump in and go from here to Montana and back and not wonder if it's going to leave me high and dry. So for me, that looked like, okay, this is going to be my price range, and this is the money I need to save. And every month, this is the amount of money I need to save. And if one month I could save $500 instead of $400, that was great. And that puts me closer and closer to my goal. And then I got a car. And I was happy about that because I felt like I've saved money for this. I can do this. I did this. And that will give you confidence. And that will, this whole PAA works kind of both ways, forwards and backwards. The action will help your attitude, and with that positive attitude, it'll change your perspective. So, PAA, work it forwards, start with your perspective, go with your attitude, make measurable actions, and then your actions inform your attitude, inform your perspective. PAA, give it a chance, give it a try. It really is quite simple. And it is that simple to change your life. It's that simple to wake up one day and say, I'm no longer going to be a slave to the anxiety. I'm no longer going to worry about what other people are thinking, other people's perspectives. It's not my responsibility. I'm going to control my attitude and see the longevity of this in my life. PAA. Forwards, backwards, change your own life. PAA. And sunglasses, and a hat, and a vest. Really is that easy, guys. You don't have to spend money to do this. You don't have to make some sort of drastic change in your life. It really is that easy. Mind over matter. Your mind is a very powerful thing, and your mind can do all kinds of things. So give it a try. And what are you out? You're not out anything. You just see if you can plug PAA, the equation PAA, into your life and see what it can do for you.